Hey guys, it's Peace Daddy. Today I am going to show you a lesson on fractions. This is a series of lessons, so this is just part one, and today we're going to do the introduction. If you'd like to do this at home, the material that you're going to need and that I'll be using is a red bead, an apple, and a knife. And our goal today is to teach the concept of a fraction. What is a fraction? So we have always talked about our unit in Montessori being a red bead. And that has always represented one, a bead just like this one. And up until now, the bead has been indivisible. We've been able to add other beads to the one bead, but we have not been able to take beads from it. So now we're going to move to a new field, which is the division of our single bead. And we're not going to divide the bead itself, but we could use another item just as a model of what we're doing. We could use an apple. So we could cut the apple in half. And if you have another child with you, you could share half of your apple with the child. If you have two or more children with you, you could divide the apple again, and we could cut it into 4 parts. Just like that. So we could have 4 even parts for the 4 different children. So even our unit is divisible in Montessori. Have seen a half of an apple and a fourth of an apple. And do you know what 1/2 and 1/4 are called? These parts are called fractions. And I bet you could think of some other uses for fractions in our daily lives. We use 1/2 gallons of ice cream or milk, and you might have a little brother or sister that's 2.5 years old. So let's talk about what a fraction actually means. In ancient Romans, when they were talking about division, they would say things like 8 fractus 4. And that means the same thing as 8 divided by 4. But they didn't say that. They would say 8 fractus 4. And, they got tired of writing 8 fractus 4, so that slowly changed. And they would use a little bit of shorthand or maybe like an abbreviation, and they would just write 8F4. And then slowly those 2 horizontal lines in the F disappeared. And it looks more like a fraction that we write today. It would just have a 8 and then a slash and then a 4. So where do we go from here? Well, if we pretend that this is our apple instead of a real apple, then what we can do is take our pretend apple and flatten it down like this. And if you flatten down an apple or your bead, it becomes a circle. It has a circular shape. So from this point on, when we're thinking about a unit, we are going to be looking at our fraction circle material, and this is going to be the starting point. Okay, so that was our introduction to fractions, and there's a lot more to follow that, but we're done with the introduction, and I'd like to say thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. This has been Peace Daddy.